Okay, for the following sets of data, now if you have a packet, it's lined up slightly different. You have the A, B, and C more spaced out. For the question following sets of data, make what's called a scatter plot and a line of best fit. Write an equation for best fit lines, write an equation of best fit in slope-intercept form, and then you're going to answer a little question down here, and that question's down here. So, I guess on your paper you're going to make the table, okay? It's got to be in horizontal. If you got the packet, obviously this is going to be kind of laborious, okay? Years, pandas. Now the pandas are by the 1,000, but don't add 3 zeros there. We'll deal with the 1,000 at the end of the problem. So 2010, 37, 1,000 pandas in 2011. There was 39, but then in 2012 it goes down to 24. 2013 goes to 22. 2014 goes to 18, and 2015 goes to 15. You're going to kind of need to copy that table. Okay? Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to make a scatter plot and a line of best fit. Okay, this is how you make a scatter plot. Now, so if you have a packet, you got the graph right there. Okay? Now, this is X, this is Y, okay? Now, before I make my graph, I need to replace these X values with actual, so that's going to be year 0. 2011 minus 2010 is year 1, year 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the first thing we got to do. We got to get those out of there. Okay, now on your scatter plot, it says start labeling to y-axis labeling, okay? So X is your years, and that one you're just going to number to 5. So 0's right here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? Now, but your y-axis, the pandas, okay? The pandas, that's a little bit more dicey, okay? Because it's going to be stupid to start at 0 when 15 is the smallest number. I mean, I'm going to have a blank space. That's why I've told you to start at 10 and number up by 5s. Now, if you have a packet, I've told you that up in the corner, okay? That's what the 10 up 5 means. It means start at 10, then go up by 5s. And you're going to stop to when you're at 40 because 39 is the most you get. So 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Now make your scatter plot, okay? So 0, 37, so 0, 37. 139, so 139, just get it where it's at. 2, 24. 3, 22. 4, 18, 5, 15. Now, if you look at the trend, it's a negative correlation. Negative trend. So what you do, you take a ruler, if I can find one, or a straight edge, and you set your ruler up on the first point you made, and you just go through the points. You're not going to be able to get them all, okay? So just go through them, kind of in the middle of the points. It's not going to be perfect, okay? Okay, and that's part A. Part A is done. Now, obviously, if you have a packet, part A is done right here. Okay, B, write an equation of a best fit line of your line you just made in slope-intercept form. Okay, so that's A, this is B. Okay, you're going to go y equals blank x plus blank. Okay, you're going to put M, you're going to put B. Remember what M and B stand for. M's the slope, B's the y-int. Now you're going to make this table off to the side. You're going to put X, Y, label it, years, pandas. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick just 2 coordinates, okay, that are close to the line I have. Now, if your line looks different than the person sitting next to you, you'll probably pick 2 different coordinates. You'll get 2 different answers, so they're probably both right, okay? So I'm going to pick my 4th one. So I go up to the 4th thing in the table and I put 322, okay? Then I'll pick the one under the 5. Now, I'm not picking those for any reason, just because on my line they're closest, okay? So I'll put 5 and 15. And now you have 2 coordinates where you can find the slope, y minus y, x minus x. So start with your higher x, 15 over 5, and then 22 over 3. So that's -7 and that's 2. If you make them plus negatives, that's fine, okay? Now, you need to divide this. -7 divided by 2, that's -3.5. Even though that's non-reducible, we're talking story problems here, so you put that there. That means the pandas are going down by about 3.5. Don't write this next thing, but if you had a 6th year, that means you'd add -3.5. Okay, and then a 7th year, I'd add -3.5, obviously, till I got to 0. Okay. Now B, you can write y equals m times x plus b, but you really don't have to, and here's why. You can take your first coordinate point, 0, 37, okay? Because remember, that's a y-intercept. Well, I see where it crosses the y-axis. It's at 37. 0, 37 is on the y-axis, okay? So I might just suggest you pick 37 and put it, okay? Because you have your 0, okay? So you don't need really the b, because you already have that. Now, if you did y equals m times x plus b, I won't count it against you, but you're kind of wasting time. Now, circle that. That's it for part B. There's the equation. C, we answer the question. Find the years where the pandas will become extinct. That means 0 pandas, question mark years. So I'm going to write my equation down. And y equals 0. So we put 0 where y is at. We have to solve for x. So I make a wall on the x side. You got times and plus. Get your 37 to a 0 by subtracting 37 from both sides. So -3.5 times x, and then you divide by -3.5, and you're going to get your answer. Okay, just put 11. Okay, 11. Because it's an approximation, 11 years. Okay, so put 11 there, it'd be 11 years. Okay, next problem. Next table, okay, and that's what you're doing on ABC on all these problems. So you got year and TV stations, okay. The TV stations are by the 1,000, that's okay. So year 1996, 1.55, 1997, 1.56, 1998, 1.58. I'm going to run out of room, so I'm going to make them 1999, 1.62, 2011, 1.69, or no, 2000 was 1.73, my bad. 2001, 1.69, 2002, 1.71. Okay. Part A, make your scatter plot. So again, years. And you got to get rid of your years. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to start number by 6. Because that looks goofy with the actual years there. Don't do that, okay? Alright, now the TV stations is a different issue. Start at 1.50, go up by 0.05, and that's up in the corner if you have a packet, okay? Plus 0, up by 0.05. Now, it's going to be 1.55, 1.60, 1.65, 1.70. I'm going to stop at 1.75 because the highest we get to is 1.73. Okay, so 0, 1.55, that's on, notice how that's on the y-axis for later on. 1, 1.56, 2, 1.58, 3, 1.62, 4, 1.73, okay, 5, 1.69, and 6, it's going back up again. That's a positive trend, okay, positive trend. So my M is going to be positive. So on that last problem where I got negative 3.5, I should not get a negative here. So I go through as many points as possible. You're obviously not, that's why it's called a scatter plot. Okay, so that's it for part A. Part B. So that line I just drew, M's the slope, B's the y-intercept. Now you're going to make an XY table so you can simplify, and this will be C, okay? Now you want to simplify the table, okay, because that's paralysis by analysis when you try to look up there, okay? You want to make a simplified table. So X is years, Y is TV stations, but just put years and TV stations. Now you're going to put your 0, but you're going to put a block. I didn't do that on the last one. I should have. Okay, 0 block. Now I got to find 2 years here. Okay. I look at my graph. What points are close? Well, the third point. So I'll circle the third point. That's a 2 and a 1.58. I'll circle the second to last one. That's 5, 1.69. Okay, so I can now apply my y minus y, x minus x to find my slope, okay? So xy, higher x is 5, so it'll be 1.69 over 5. And it's going to be 1.58 over 2. Now that's 0.11 over 3. Just divide that. Don't worry about reducing it, okay, on these. Okay, just put 0.04, okay? Now some of you are like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Well, yeah, it does, okay? Don't do this, just watch, because 0.04 times 1,000 is 40. That means it's going up by about 40 actual stations every year, okay? They put thousands so I don't have to use all the zeros, and the numbers, it condenses the numbers now. Now you can do y equals mx plus b, but I don't think you need to, okay? Because if you look at your table, 1.55 is there with the 0. So why would I use the b when I have 1.55? 1.55 is the b. Okay, now write down your equation to answer their question they have for us. Approximate the number of TV stations when that's going to hit 3,000, okay? So it's TV stations as 3,000, so I put a 3. You can put a 3.0 if you want, okay? So question mark for the years. So y equals 3, okay? So put 3 in for y. And we solve for x. So we got times and plus, so we have to minus 1.55. 3 minus 1.55 is 1.45, and then 0.04 times x. So then we divide. That's going to give me my x. 36 years, okay? So 36 years to get to 3,000. Long time, okay? last one. On your assignment, this will be like the last. This is kind of what your one problem you're going to do is like. Okay, I mean. Okay, so we have in the table years and sales. Sales are by the million, but they just put that so you don't have to deal with all the extra zeros. It's about to drop an F-bomb on camera, but okay, years 2010, 27 million. Okay, 2011, 20 down a little bit, but then we start going up. Okay, 29, 2013 it's 35, 2014 44, 2015 47 million. Okay, part A is where you're making your graph and your best fit line. So again, X is the years. Now we don't want to place those years. That's going to be 0, not 1, it's 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll go up to, start at 0, go to 5. Okay, now the sales, it's going to be dumb to start at 0, okay, because I mean the lowest value we have is 26, so I would probably, up in the corner, start at 25 and go up by increments of 5. So 25, then 30, 35, 40, 45, stop at 50, because you just got to get to 47. Then I start plotting them 0, 27, 1, 26. So it dipped down, but now it's going to start going up. So it's obviously a positive trend. Now there might be one year to another where it did go down, but overall it's a positive trend. And 5, 47. Okay, and then put your ruler. Start on the first point, even though it's not, and you obviously don't try to line up all the points. It's not going to work, okay? Okay, and there's my trend line. Yours looks a little different, that's fine. Now, first thing I need to do is write an equation of the trend line. I got to come up with the slope and the y-intercept. Slope, y-int. Now you're going to want to make a simpler table the way you're used to seeing it. X is years, Y is the sales. You can just put a dollar sign if it's sales. Okay. So I put the 0. Okay. And I'll do the block because I don't got my dollars per year yet. So I'm going to pick the last 2 points. That's what it looks like my line's closest to. So 444 and 547. Now I have something where I can apply the y minus y, x minus x. So y, okay, well, again, we want to pick the coordinate that contains the higher x value. So 5's higher than 4, so I'm starting there, okay? So I would place $47 million over 5. Don't put million, don't put all the zeros. And $44 million over 4. So that is so that was $3 million over 1 year. So that would be $3 million per year. Okay. So that means if I did a 6th year, it'd be up to 57, or up to 50. If I did a 7th year, then up to 53. Okay. Then an 8th year up to 56, and since it's going up, that would keep going on and on and on. That's what the 3 represents, how much every 1 year goes up by. Okay, now the B, you don't need to put B, because if you look up at the table, I've already got a number with 0, it's 27. Now you can do y equals m times x plus b. You maybe would get something slightly off from 27, that's fine, but really, for time efficiency, just go with 27, okay? So there's the equation. Now you're going to drop that down. Now what's the question asking me? Predict the profit for Target stores in the year 2020. That's year number 10. So that's years. So we put that in for years. And then I'm finding what the profit is. Okay. So now it's X equals 10. So again, you need to line that number up in your table in the appropriate column. It said 10 years, so it goes in for years. So X equals 10. So parenthesize your X. Put 10. Okay, so we have Y equals 3 times 10 plus 27. Now the letter I have to solve for is Y. It's already by itself. Okay, so I just go to the other side and just multiply 30, add 27, it's 57. Okay, now it'd be 57 million though, okay, because those are by millions. Now we are not going to do the last example. Here's why. Because this doesn't even have a trend. It goes up, then down, up, down, down. There would be no trend. You wouldn't be able to draw a line because I'm going to put no trend, so we're not going to do the problem. I'm not sure why I put that on the document, but I did. Now remember, do everything on here. This one is very comparable to the third example. Okay, that would be the reference to go off of. Okay, when doing this problem here, 14 years, and on that little table, 14 goes for X. Okay, and you need to find the Y that goes with it.